Our next guest in a series of guests of entrepreneurs is Michael Klonsky of New England Wealth Management. Welcome, Michael.
Morning, how are you?
Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about New England Wealth Management.
New England Wealth Management is a small wealth management firm that has primarily two focuses. One is the corporate retirement side, where we do ERISA-based plans, 401k plans. Occasionally, we'll probably take on 5 clients a year that want to get into business succession. And on the other side is a wealth management / investment advisory firm, where we do, in some cases, comprehensive financial planning. In some cases, modular. In other words, modular meaning where someone may just not want to get into the whole financial planning gamut and just talk about a specific thing that they have, like their investment portfolio, if you will, or something else. And so that's primarily what we do.
Tell us a little bit about your origins in the business.
It goes back, I think I'm a dinosaur. It goes back many years ago.
I might have you beat, though.
Yeah, maybe you do.
Go.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, 2 dinosaurs. How
Two
did you get-
dinosaurs on the radio, yeah. So I think that it goes back, a buddy of mine called me up, and he worked at Prudential Securities at the time.
Okay, sure.
And he said they're giving away straw hats in a windstorm, so I think he can get in here pretty easily. We were there for a short period of time, and we brought a client on who wrote for Investors Business Daily, and we were on the first page of the second section, and we got called to the manager's office and basically said, guys, you can't speak for the firm, you can't talk about it. So we're basically gone. So went to Merrill, and I think he got really good training at Merrill, and spent some time at Morgan Stanley before we went out on our own. And joined, became a partner at New England Wealth Management.
Can you tell us how life is different when you're an independent and the value add that an independent can bring to a client of yours versus being a client of a large institution?
I'm kind of, I know that people say that there's a real difference between independence and being in the wirehouse world, and I'm going to say that I think there's a lot of good advice. I think there are a lot of bad advisors, but there are just as many good advisors. So let's call it the 50-50 split. If you've got one side of the coin, or maybe it's, 60-40, whatever it may be,
Sure.
of bad to good. But in my view, that the independence part for me was to be able to go out and do things from a marketing perspective and be able to offer things back that your hands are tied in the wirehouse world.
Correct.
Right. on the big firm side. I think, though, as far as giving advice, and to me, people think that they're always pushing products and things of that nature, and they're not doing that anymore. That's gone many years ago. So I think that if you get good advice is good advice. I think. Speaking on behalf of the industry, I think wirehouses and independents both offer good advice. People will say that independents just have no, can go anywhere and do anything, and I actually believe that probably happens across the industry today.
Now, you've also had a radio show yourself, right?
I do.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's called Everything Money. We had to change the name. We used to call it Money Truth, but it was I think an infringement. If we ever got any a real following. There's a large advisor out there has another show very close to that.
Okay.
So we changed it to Everything Money, and it's a show that when I decided to do it, and one of the reasons why I went independent is because it's something that I wanted to do, which you can't do. So that,
That's right.
there are things that you can and can't do on the wirehouse
sure.
world, as you know. So it's a show where we invite a lot of guests on. We have economists, we have money managers, we have mutual fund managers, we have attorneys, we have CPAs. So we're always trying to give a view of what they're looking at.
Now, your firm does a lot of corporate retirement planning and 401ks. Now, that's a very competitive space. What do you bring to these companies that differentiates you from the larger sponsors?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think the best way to answer that is a third of the marketplace of 401k plans today, maybe a little more, is overseen by advisors that have maybe 2 to 3 plans, and that's it. And the industry and the market has changed dramatically with the regulations and the rules and et cetera. So what we do is, we have a bunch of plans. We have a dedicated team that focuses on plans, and we act as consultants, if you will. Or we also take a fiduciary role in the plan. So our house is on the line along with the trustee of the plan or the owner of the business. And so we basically have an agreement or a document that really spells out what our role is in helping the plan achieve its goals.